Gonna ruin the recording. Like, why does that have to happen? I double-clicked the file. As soon as I hit the record button, and now it's ruining the beginning of the show. Okay.
In a world where equality is just another euphemism for mediocrity, where participation is more highly valued than achievement, where just enough to get by is the new standard of excellence, there is a small minority of people who fight back against such apathy, who struggle daily to reach new heights. These brave few are the hope for the future, the bright shining light for the next generation. They are the ones who will lead us to the places we have never dreamed of, to the undiscovered country, to reach goals only a few can even begin to imagine. Unfortunately, none of those people could be here tonight, so kick back and relax. Prepare yourself for several hours of fun, friendship, fascinating conversation, and fabulous music. All those F's, that's an alliteration and kind of a radio trick. Speaking of radio, you're listening to the most popular radio station in the history of broadcast radio, at least among stations that originate from Chris's living room. It's Curious Times. Your host is a curious listener. Here she is, Chris.
All right. Hey, everybody. Whoa, hold your applause. Welcome to Curious Times, everybody. It's Wednesday, Wacky Wednesday, May 9th. And here we are, Kathleen Moore. Yay! Was on the road last time, so we'll be looking forward to hearing a full book report on what you did last summer. And see where we go from there. Hi, Shelby and Michael. How's that, like, romper room? I see Shelby, and I see Michael, and I see Christy, and I see Carol, and I see Amy. And I see Diane. Oh my God, I did see Diane, but I missed it. I saved the best for last, Diane. I saved the best for last. The best for last, because I'm giving preferential treatment to the Canadian. And there we go. Okay. So Kathleen's here. What now? So because I don't know what all the reasons are. Oh, because Selva's on vacation. So normally we have Thursdays off these days because Jen Young is busy activating, and it just so happens that this is one Saturday of the month I don't have a guest. So and usually I have like that Friday in between, which has Selva there. And so anyways, we as a result have 4 days off. And so one or two of those days, maybe we'll just open up for just a music. We won't even record it, but we'll just like just jam to some music or open the chat room and let people hang out and yak and whatever. And we just won't record those. And so we'll do that. Perhaps keep an eye on the Curious Time. Keep an eye on, what is it, Chris Times? I'm a social media genius. Social media genius. It's Chris. If you just look up Chris Times, or Chris.CuriousTimes is the actual extension past Facebook.com. And if you're not my friend, then get the hell out of my show. If you are my friend, then go check if you're not my friend, then go and, okay, that's my website. If you're not my friend on Facebook, then go and click the friend thing, request thing, or I think that's how that works. I'll put the link in the chat room so it's actually clickable. And so somewhere between 5, 10, 15 minutes, depending on how on the ball I am that day, right before showtime, I post the link. And so you can keep an eye there, guys. And that Facebook one, the Curious Times, is fine. It's there, and my posts do get shared to there, but it's not manned or womaned, not staffed. I do not ever half the time, 99% of the time, go there. So messages and stuff like that get sent to that one die a painfully long, dust-covered death. And when you are covered with dust before you die, that's a bad sign. You know what I mean? It means you haven't been moving for a long time before you died. And so, but it is a legitimate, and links will be there. So you can check there without even being my friend. But really, who wouldn't want to be my friend? Come on. Who wouldn't want to be my friend? Who would not want to be, okay, well, do you want the list alphabetically or by order of who hates me the most to who hates me the least? So there's 100 or 600 people out there that wouldn't want to be my friend. But all the rest of the world is like begging to be my friend. And I'm hiding. I'm kidding. Anyway, we have a new listener in the room, Donna. Hello, Donna. Oh, Donna. Oh, Donna. Okay. I had a girl. I always say that, and then I keep on going. I go like, okay, like as if I'm going to move on, and then I don't move on. So if it was a Monday, we could call that a Manic Monday, but it's really just a Wednesday. That's why they're called Wacky Wednesdays, maybe. But as soon as July 1st comes, or whenever they legalize pot in Canada, then we'll really be calling it Wacky Wednesday. We'll be calling it Wacky Monday, Wacky Tuesday, Wacky Wednesday, Wacky Thursday, Wacky Friday, Wacky Saturday, and Triple Wacky Sunday. And so, but anyway, it remains illegal right now, so this is just the way I am. It's not that I'm on drugs. Just the way I am. Okay. So anyway, and then what else is going to happen is nothing's going to happen for 4 days other than maybe a music, ad hoc, music thing. Leah Dawn is here on Monday, and next Tuesday, Lisa Noland is here. Next Wednesday is the one Wednesday a month or whatever that I don't have a guest. How come I don't have cotton picking second? How come I don't have, okay, 9th. I was looking at the wrong month, I think. Next, oh my God, I get so confused. Leah Dawn, Lisa Nolan, and then, and then a week from tonight we're off. Holy henya. Okay, very good. But how come in June? Oh, okay. Weird. Okay, very good. Let's go. Kathleen Moore is a gifted psychic medium. She's a clairvoyant, a spiritual counselor, and I don't know if she used to be, maybe, or still could maybe be, or plays one on TV, an ordained minister. She's given countless readings to people seeking her counsel from around the world. International psychic medium, Kathleen Moore. And she does coaching and clearing, energy clearings, etc. She does gallery readings and motivational speaking, but she just is becoming more and more to me like the rock chick. You know what I mean? The rock chick. She's all about the crystals and stones, and if it exists, she's got it. I'm sure she's got it, or she's had it, and she's tumbled it, and she's got some of the coolest, best. I got the very coolest stone in the whole freaking world for me, and is I got from Kathleen. Agate. And so, I always threaten to paste it to my forehead and then have my third eye. Have my third eye right there staring at you guys through the whole show, you know what I mean? And one of these times, that's Cyclops friends. One of these times I'll do that. I'll remember to do that ahead. I gotta get something. I gotta get something to spit do it. No, spit doesn't do it because it's too heavy. Spit might work for a lighter stone. Yeah, see? But not for long. Okay. Anyway, ridiculous. See, I see a shiny thing and then I forget. Oh, I forget. Well, look, I got people there and I was supposed to be doing a show. All right. Back to Kathleen. I always do this in the middle of a freaking introduction of my guest, right? It's like, so Kathleen Moore. So she does all of those things, and you can check it all out at, check it all out at her website, you guys, at www.kathleenmoorspsychicmedium.com, and Facebook, Kathleen Moore Psychic. Just Google Kathleen Moore, for crying out loud, right? Hot wax it. You're so evil. She's an evil woman, her. You could be the next director of the CIA, Christy. That was funny, actually. I thought that was funny. Because they did the confirmation hearings today for that woman. And so anyhow, okay. So, and you can get a hold of Kathleen by telephone at 330-554-8202 or by email at KathleenMoore@gmail.com. And with all that said, let's go get her. How's Kathleen doing?
Good. How are you, Chris? You seem to be in rare form tonight.
Apparently I'm off my meds or something like that.
Well, if that's you off your meds, you seem pretty happy and, up, so I'm okay with it.
That's why I said it should be called manic. Maybe I am bipolar and I didn't know it. Sometimes I seem a little bit manic, you know what I mean? A little bit crazy.
Who isn't, though?
I just can't stop myself. I just can't stop, Maybe I'm a little bit mental. Maybe.
Well, I know I am. I can't diagnose anybody else, but I can diagnose myself.
Well, I have, the ones that you can't trust are the people that say they don't have any kind of psychological issue at all. You could not be alive in this day and age and not have a psychological issue of some kind. It's impossible. I think it's impossible.
I don't know anybody that doesn't have something.
Yeah, like either you got PTSD or you got or you got a little bit of depression or you got a little bit of borderline personality disorder or 10, or you're straight out knuckin' futz.
You did it. You said it. I'm so impressed. There's no way that I would have been able to do that. We all know it would have come out as a colorful word for me.
I almost forgot to say it the right way or the wrong way, if you know what I mean. So anyway, how was your gig there a couple weeks ago?
My trip was awesome. I went to Savannah, Georgia, and I did some ghost hunting there or paranormal investigating there because I don't like to be called ghost. And that was Savannah. It's just a fascinating place. I love that. I love Savannah. Yeah. So we went to the Wood Sorrel Mansion and did the paranormal tour. It's really funny because you go to those things and I ruin those things for people. I really shouldn't go to those, but I'm like in the back of the crowd and I'm like, why are they saying that this is the most haunted room?
Yeah.
Because it's not. It's always, and then I held back and I said to the tour guide, I'm like, why do you guys say that these are the most haunted rooms when this is? And he's like, well, the TV shows come here and they pick the room that can take all the cameras and, you know what I mean? And they can do different angles and that kind of stuff.
See, I hate that. That's what I mean. Like, it's all a crock. It's such a crock. those shows are such a freaking crock.
Well,
Seriously.
and yeah, so, and the house itself was absolutely fascinating. And then there was definitely spirit energy in it. And one of the, I was videotaping. I did catch a lot on camera. So, and then I was videotaping, and there's this one place where, I was videotaping, you could see the wall, and all of a sudden it went to black, and then it, if I moved away from that spot. So I did some research, and I found out that there were some people that were hung in that corner. So that was kind of interesting that it would come out like completely black. And then we continued down to Florida, and I went all through Florida and I did a full vacation there. I didn't do any, I did one paranormal investigation in Florida, and the rest was all vacation because I really desperately needed to not be working. So I did that for a little bit, and I saw Tiffany and John, and stopped and saw Sheila, and had a good time.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, that's really awesome. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, I mean, the thing is like, I don't mind them picking a room that accommodates their, but then don't go like saying crap about, like, say this is the most, like, just don't lie about it. Maybe say this is not the most haunted room, but it's the one that we can fit all our gear into. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's such, and so they ruin it for anyone out there that's really trying to do a legit.
There was a church across the way that I've got this awesome picture. I'll have to email it to you. Like the top of the church, you know how they have those slats, like where they breeze, so breeze can get in, like attic ways or something like that, where an attic is, and you'll see these slats of wood. And there was these three. I kept looking up, and I kept feeling like a presence there, so I started taking pictures. And in two of the pictures, you see the wooden slats, and it's this oval shape. I don't know how to describe the shape, but it's like the hat of a diocese. So, and on the third picture, you can actually see a face in the hat, and the slats are gone. So I did catch that one, but of course the church wasn't open to the public, and it was closed at the time. I mean, obviously, if I was there on Sunday morning, I could have gone to get into the church, but it was amazing. I got a ton of pictures with spirit energy in them from the church. Now, the mansion itself, there was like two areas that were very, very full of energy. It was oppressive. You could feel it, that kind of stuff. And then, like I said, some of the rooms where they're like, oh, this is what was seen, and blah, blah, blah. And, I'm like, I don't get anything like that, so, it was interesting. And then there were other places around Savannah that were I was very drawn to, really enjoyed that. And then, if you want to feel spirit energy, everybody needs to go to John and Tiffany's bar, Steamboat Willie's. That probably was one of the most strongest places that I felt true spirit energy being there. I mean, I felt it. I connected with it. It was amazing.
They have a bar?
Yeah, they have a nice little bar called Steamboat Willie's, and
nice.
it's such an old building. It is so freaking cool. I loved it.
Does she perform there?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's awesome. How long have they had that? Always?
I think it's been in John's family for a while. I don't know. I mean, if she's listening in, maybe she can call in and give that information. I didn't ask. I just definitely there was like 5 or 6 presences in there. The building itself is extremely old. It was awesome. And then my husband, he was like, "Oh my gosh, I can feel it. It's strong if I can feel it." Because he's kind of
that's very cool. You should set up an actual like do it real, like get some audio, get some video going, get some of the other cool gadgets, and see see what you
We
can
should all
find
do
there.
it. We should all do an investigation there.
Yeah.
And maybe even do a live video feed. We did try to video and it only videotaped 45 seconds and it went to black and wouldn't record. And then, I connected with 3 very, very prominent spirits, one of which I feel was, I would put her from the 1860s or 1880s, 1890s, but I actually saw part of Prohibition in there as well, but it was very, very hidden. And there was, it was really weird because there's 2 sides to their bar, and on the side that isn't being used right now, there was overwhelming energy. In the part that is being used, you could feel this beautiful energy, but it wasn't as strong. It was just, we went to the fort in, St. Augustine, and I didn't even feel the spirit energy there like I did at their bar. It was absolutely amazing. So if anybody wants to check out or do EVPs or anything like that, that's where you need to go. It took my breath away at first. I came up the stairs and I was like, bam! I was like, oh, I'm like, hello. It was really cool.
See, and if you had the time and the ability, like I would try a few different formats for the EVPs. Like if anybody still has an old-fashioned cassette recorder, get one of those set up and just try and see if you can catch some open air EVPs, and then something like the little unit that I use that gives the white noise, or the static, like from the radio waves, and that kind of thing. It would be interesting. There's also these, now, let's see if I can find this picture. I always forget what it's called, and I hope that I was smart enough last time to put it in my show folder for pictures, but it's almost like a grid system of lights, like green LED lights or something like this, and it almost like covers a room with like a grid line of lights, and then what you do is you just video that, and then theoretically if there's any spirits moving through or whatever, you may see disruption in the lines, like if there's solid green lights or whatever, and that kind of thing. I'm trying to remember what that. I have a picture of one. I'm just trying to see if I can find it and put it up for you guys. In which case, it will have the name of what it is on the folder, I think. So bear with me. But that would be also an interesting. Like I like the idea of using multiple different. Okay, shoot, it's not there. I came across it the other day too. Here, let me Google that quickly. We'll check the Ascended Master Google. And so like spirit detector, I'll say detector that is like grid lights. I don't know. See if I can laser light grids, green laser grids. Here we go. Full spectrum lighting. Laser grid. It's just called a laser grid. Yeah, this is a good picture. Laser grid. Let me see if I have the one in my. I'll just say laser. Show up. Laser grid. Okay. Open the file location. Change the file location this time, Chris. Cut, and paste.
Cut and paste.
Cut and paste. Control V. Excellent. Now, it will be there when I need it, and I'll never have to go through this again, theoretically. Select file. Here, I'll give you guys a picture. Laser. LM. Laser. There it is. Open. Upload. Bingo. So, it's like that. There's like
okay.
green,
Yeah.
and you so there's better pictures. You could.
I've never seen that before. That's pretty cool.
You can see it in action on YouTube as well, but just Google it for crying out loud. A laser grid or whatever, laser grid ghost hunting or something. I hate the term ghost hunting too. It's like I see Elmer Fudd going, very, very quiet. We're hunting rascally ghosts. And so anyway, I hate it to call it that. But anyhow, there you go. That's the laser grid thing. All I'm saying, Kathleen, is right, like, because if you're going to go and hunt it, like, oh my God, why am I saying that word now? If you're going to go and investigate a place, then
Right.
bring every little gadget and toy that you can and capture as much evidence. Because, if I had $1 for every time some people and they're all like, oh, and this was, and then I'm like, well, did you video it? No, I didn't think about it. I'm like, you're a paranormal investigator.
Right.
Your job is to think about those things and do it when the idea is to capture this stuff and not just experience. Like, otherwise you're just an experiencer. You know what I mean? Like, if you want to call yourself a paranormal investigator, then like let's get this as much stuff. So it'd be so cool because like if you could get like Mary Margaret to come. She's got a couple of little things like an EMF thing and blah blah blah. If you pool together everybody's little resources, you know what I mean? You could have.
Right. You could have a nice little group there.
Well, and you could have everybody with their own unique abilities, but then you could also have some actual methods by which you could capture actual evidence, and like temperature things, and like then there's like some of the stuff is so. If I could ever win the lottery, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like there's like goggle thing. There's like things that can read any slight little change, footprints on the ground. You know what I mean? Like all kinds of crazy stuff out there that you could get that's really to get, right? And but like if I had all that, like then it would be now you've got like let's talk evidence now. You know what I mean? And so anyway, that's very cool. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff in Savannah for sure.
Yeah, Savannah is very, very haunted, but I think it's Patacla, or I don't know how to pronounce it. Where they live, I always pronounce it wrong because Canadians are so literal with but Patacla or Amy would probably know how to pronounce it, but they have a huge history.
This is Amy. It's Palak.
That's it.
Palak.
So, and they were just like, it's close to St. Augustine, so.
We have our own ascended master guru right here.
Yeah, it's kind of close to Jacksonville. Palaca is very southern. It's very southern.
Yes.
And it will just stay southern no matter what.
Yes, and it was the buildings in downtown, and the river right there. The river's right there, and we just had it wasn't. I guess I should have taken. I didn't expect. I'll be honest. I didn't expect to run into that much spirit energy there.
Yeah, it's an interesting town. There used to be a paper mill there. That was like the biggest employer. It's one of those towns where there's like one employer. Everyone knows your business. And now it's just, it's a lot more accessible than it used to be.
Because of the bridge. Yeah.
But it used to be pretty insulated. But anyway, more later. But Palatka.
Yeah, it was pretty interesting. I would urge anybody that wants to connect or do an investigation to get in touch with Steamboat Willie's and see about doing that, because it's just absolutely, I was totally overwhelmed, and it was pretty awesome though. I mean, you always hear people say, oh, I've got, some energy and I've got this going on and that kind of stuff, and you're like, okay, yeah, well, and then like I said, nobody wants to go on a paranormal investigation with me, because I'm like, I went to the Allegheny prison, and yeah, and the asylum is absolutely, like, made me physically ill to my stomach. I had to keep going outside and coming back in. But the Allegheny prison, the Moundsville prison, that's where Charles Manson's mother was housed. And they did have an infirmary or a psych ward. But Fear Factor on MTV filmed in their, what they called the famous Sugar Shack, which is the indoor-outdoor yard. When they had inclement weather, it was a big area that they would exercise in or have their, mill about and that kind of stuff. And, on the TV show, they made it look like that was the most haunted place in the prison, and it wasn't. They even painted shadows on the walls. So when it would look like it, and I was like, well, I don't feel anything here, but, the old gallows, which has been rebuilt because it burnt down, you could feel energy in there, even though it had been rebuilt, in the basement and then in the infirmary. But the energy we felt the most was in the infirmary and, actually the cafeteria. And there's no electricity or water running in this prison anymore, except in the museum part. And Charles Manson tried to get transferred there so he could be close to his mom. And they denied it. But we were doing the investigation, we were sitting in the cafeteria, and the water fountain's compressor came on. Those old water fountains used to have compressors? That came on. So I'm like, oh, so after the investigation, when we were all meeting, I said to the lady that, led the tour and everything, I said, when we were sitting in the cafeteria, the compressor came on. I said, why would you have water and all of that to the cafeteria? Do you still use that part? And she said, there's no electricity or water turned on there at all. So we went back, and sure enough, none of it was turned on. But we actually heard the compressor come on, and then we heard laughter in there. We heard like trays clanking. We got a lot of, but on all the TV shows or all the investigations, they never once, I don't know if it's because it's just a big open space and there's not much they can work with it, or, it just really surprised me. Of course, where all the murders took place. And then everybody was with their EVPs there in the cells and everything. I'm like, they spent their whole lives in these 3x8 cells. Why? They're like, I'm not getting anything. I'm like, well, why don't you go where they weren't allowed to go? They're like us. So, like I said, I kind of ruin those things.
Well, why would you go, what? Now, there could be, let's say that there's residual energy, you know what I mean? And so it would make sense that would be in the place where the person, spent most of their time. But yeah, otherwise, if they're like, that's why I always say, like, why would you go to the graveyard to visit your grandmother? You know what I mean? You're just making your grandmother follow you to the graveyard.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, that makes sense. Like, go, if they want to haunt the place, they probably want to, get to places that
they weren't allowed to be, yeah.
But I could see, like, if it was one of those residual energies where it just is on the loop, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Kind of stuck there forever or whatever, like that energy imprint. Then I could see that being like in a cell or something like that.
Yeah, the infirmary was definitely like when you were walking up the stairs, going up to the infirmary part, it was very overwhelming. Like at first the air was, it's obviously moldy and stuff because of the prison, but it was like you could feel the cold air, you could get your breath. And as you were walking up the stairs to the infirmary, your legs got heavy, your chest got heavy. It felt like you were oppressed. It got very, very warm. Everybody thinks it's cold, but it was like almost like you were sweating. It got so warm up there, and there was so much energy in the old dental area and the infirmary and the part where they housed the criminally insane, the ones that were back in the day and stuff. And yeah, Charles Manson's mom was there for a robbery, but she also was there for assault. I don't know if she killed somebody with a Coke bottle or if she just attacked him with it and he was hurt really bad, but that's why she was there. So she was one of the infamous people that were there. But if anybody ever gets a chance, there's a woman, Sherry Brake. She wrote a whole book on the Moundsville prison. It's pretty amazing about all the ghost hunts she's done there and paranormal and investigations and stuff. But there was only 2 or 3 parts in that prison where you could actually, like, everybody felt it. Like there were people that were so non-believers, like, oh my gosh, my legs feel like they weigh 25 pounds apiece when we were going up the stairs. Everybody started moving really slow. So that was pretty fascinating. But that was kind of like what it was like at Steamboat Willie's too. So that's why I was like, oh my gosh, I didn't, and there's one room that I literally got like smacked right in the face. I was like, oh, holy cow. I said, okay, it's okay, step back. So, you'll feel energy come at you like that. But, yeah, Moundsville Prison in West Virginia, I think if anybody gets a chance to go. And then the Allegheny Lunatic Asylum is, what they call the Lunatic Asylum. That you better be prepared to go in and out, because you will get sick to your stomach there. You literally, like I got sick to my stomach there quite a bit. So.
Wow, one thing I love finding out stuff I didn't ever know. And I never knew that Charles Manson's mother was in prison. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Did not know that. That's interesting information. And how long did she die? When did she die? What was this? Okay, Charles Manson.
I believe the prison shut down in 90. I can't remember, 90 or 93 maybe. But she was. If you look up, there's letters. He wrote letters and requested being transferred so he could be close to his mother. And it was denied all the time. So
here's the actual letter. Let me see if I can get this bigger. I was raised R-A-Z-E-D, raised in the Pekin and Wheeling. You may know some of my kinfolks, he wrote. California prison people had me in the hole for 14 years. I'm a good worker and I give you my word I'll start no trouble. A lot of people think he was okay and blah, blah, blah. It's just a little excerpt, but there's the whole note here, but it's too small for me to... Okay, open image in a new tab. See if I can... Okay, that's better. Charles Manson. Dear Sir. Oh, the guy took the picture off his computer screen, so there's... blah, 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 blah. No, I can't read it very well.
Yeah, that's in the museum of the Moundsville prison. That's why it's behind glass.
Gotcha. Yeah, interesting. Will you accept me if so I may get there in them old CCC roads that we built for you a while ago? Wow. Pretty illiterate guy, hey?
Yeah, I believe that he had an 8th grade, he didn't even make it to 8th grade. He had trouble with reading and writing.
Yeah, he sure did. He didn't have no problem or skelter in blood on. And anyway, I'm kidding. That was his people. I just want to let Donna know if you're waiting for a reading, please be patient. We just kind of always yak for about the first hour, so don't go away thinking like I'm waiting the whole time and nobody's going to acknowledge my existence. So there's somebody on the phone, and whoever you are, I'm saying it's Donna, but it just means who Donna pays the bill. So I don't know who that actually is, and I don't want to really say the last name out loud on the air. But so bear with me, and we'll get to you. We'll get to you. And so anyhow, we'll do a couple of readings maybe a little bit later. I see that, who else is there? Oh, did she leave? Yeah, okay, well, some people, what's her name? Jackie was here and she's gone. Anyway, blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. What else is going on? What's new? You got anything coming up? What's going on? You got any new events you're going to be heading to, or?
No, I'll probably just do some local summer events this next little while. I'm building up, and I might begin going to North Carolina. I'll be going back to Florida this summer. There's a couple of events I'm doing, but no really big shows yet.
Wait. Because Corrine, put up when you're going. Corrine announces in the chat room yesterday, in the middle of the show. I just booked this house for, those rental houses or whatever. I think it's in North Carolina. She's rented a vacation house or something, and so she wants to get people to go. Corrine, can you put the information there? If you're listening, get your butt to the computer. She's probably working, boxing up purple plates, which you can get at purpleplates.com. She's probably boxing up orders. She's cooking. That was my second guess. Oh, North Carolina. And that's in June. I can't remember, but I think she said June sometime. When did you say you were going to go to North Carolina? June 9th to 17th.
North Carolina, I'm doing a show with Body, Mind, Spirit, but I haven't got confirmation on that, so I don't know the dates yet. I believe that's in June as well. So
yeah, because if you were in the area, she's going to be there, and whoever else is going to join her is going to be there June 9th to 17th in North Carolina. So she's going to send us a link to the exact location, the coordinates, the exact location. So that would be cool if you were somewhere nearby. And if you had time and you were on the road anyway, you should pop on over to, we were talking about that Tamara Kingery yesterday again.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she was living in South Carolina, just north of North Augusta. And I don't know how close that is to North Carolina, but you know what I mean? Maybe It's kind of close. No, I don't know. I really don't know, because North Augusta, I don't know where that is. I don't know, in proximity to North Carolina, I do not know where North Augusta is.
There's a list. Okay. I just put the link in the chat room. It has a list of all the shows that Body, Mind, Spirit does. They're all over. They do Hawaii. They're international. So.
See, people that put their stuff to play automatically piss me off. I have a website that automatically plays crap when people get there. They don't like it. I don't like it. Therefore, the rest of the world does not like it. So select a city. North Carolina. What would be a city in North Carolina?
Raleigh. It's August 25th.
Oh, it's too bad. That's too bad. Bummer. That's too bad.
That's weird, because when I click on it, it doesn't automatically play. Maybe it's me.
Raleigh. No, I am not a robot. As soon as I'll refresh the page.
I don't know. I always put Body, Mind, Spirit Expo in there. So it does. It just starts up for you, huh?
Well, it's because probably I have it set to auto run flash stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so
The Raleigh, North Carolina one is in August.
yeah.
I think August 25th is when it is. But they're all over. There's one in Chicago. They're all over the place. They're in Honolulu. They're, they do shows all over. Some of them are holistic and some of them are psychic fairs, and they're pretty big.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, well, let's do a song break, and we got at least that one call. Hi, Sheila. How are you doing? Sheila's there also listening in, and so we'll do that, and then we can. I don't mind making people like that have ever been here before wait for but I don't like to make brand new people wait forever. So we'll do that, and then we can jump back. What do you want to hear, Kathleen?
Switching to Glide.
Oh, okay. Awesome. I had that. Okay. Oh, that's the. Okay, hang on. Switch done. Bye. We go. Switching to Glide. And I was feeling right. So we're back. Quick shout out. Hi, Adriana, and Amy's still there. Corina's on the phone. Hi, Christy, and two Christys, CJ and Christy Sargent. Our Diane is there. Kathleen's our guest. Michael and Michelle, and our new listener, I think, Donna. Hey, Donna, if that's your name. You've been on the phone ever since the beginning of the show. If you're wanting a reading, can you just do me a favor and hit 11 on your phone right now, and that'll tell me for sure that you want to talk to Kathleen. Hit 11. Bing, 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 bing. She's not doing it. Maybe I'll have to unmute her and say, just double check. I don't want to make somebody there wait there the whole night and then not acknowledge them. And Shelby's still hanging in there, or she did a face plant on her computer desk and she's falling asleep right now. But hi, Shelby, nice to have you here always, and glad to see you still here. So let me go and let me get Kathleen first. There's Kathleen.
Hello.
Yeah, that's a pretty nice picture. That's a pretty nice picture of that home that Corrine is going to be at.
Yeah,
very
it's
cool.
Beautiful.
Don't forget your laptop and everything, people. If you're going, make sure you still have a date at Curious Times in the evening. What are you going to do anyway, besides come listen to Curious Times? You don't have a laptop? Corrine? Did your laptop break? You used to use a laptop. Oh my God. Well, somebody better go there that has a laptop, for crying out loud. Okay, let's go see. Whoever this mystery caller is, you're going to hear a beep in your ear, and that means that I'm talking to you. Hello, who's that?
Hello?
Hi, were you waiting for a reading?
Yes.
Oh, good. I was asking you to press 11 on your phone, and so what's your name?
My name is Tracy.
Oh, hi, Tracy. So who's Donna? Donna pays your bill.
We're on a family plan. I was wondering what you were asking that. Yeah, we're on a family plan, so there's like 5 family members on it, but she's the main one.
It's always good when someone else pays the bill, man. That's awesome. So, Tracy, how did you find our show?
Well, I am a long-time lover of Kathleen. I've gone to her for many years. And
Awesome.
This is the second time I've gotten to catch the show.
Oh, good. Well, we're glad you're here. And so if you'd like to talk with Kathleen, now's your chance to do so.
Great.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. How are you? I'm glad you're feeling better.
I am feeling better. I had a headache for like 3 days, so that was a little much for me.
Yeah, I guess so.
So how's things going with you? It looks like you've had a little bit of a shakeup.
Oh, yeah, things are, I'm living a bad Lifetime movie right now, to say the least. And that's no joke.
Like I see, I don't know, do you have a specific question or do you want me to just tell you what I see right now?
Tell me what you see.
Okay, well, I'm seeing like, I know it's going to sound very odd at first, so bear with me. I see 3 homes. I see 2, one to the left, one to the right, and then one below those 2. And I see negative energy between the 2 houses, but positive energy going from those houses to yours. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And I feel like the house to the left, like if I'm looking at your house, the house to the left shows me negative energy in it, that it's all about trying to invade on your space. I feel a very overwhelming energy that's invading on your space. So I don't know if this is about a past home or a past relationship. and then a new relationship, or because I see the other one is just like, I don't, completely awestruck by everything that's going on. There's no malicious intent. There's no thought process. That doesn't understand the whole situation. Really thinks that nobody would try to invade your space in a malicious way. And I feel that the one on the left is invading your space in a malicious way. Do you have like a triangle going on here? I don't want to say it on the air.
Oh, yeah,
It's almost like a love triangle.
Go right ahead. Yeah, my ex-husband moved next to Billy, like a wall apart next to Billy in the exact same condo complex. They share the same set of steps that go up to a balcony that only has his door and Billy's door up on that floor. That's what's going on right now.
Jesus. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Jeez.
Oh, that's okay.
So that your ex-husband's moved to try to invade your space, your personal space, because you've moved on.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's taking it to a whole new level.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and this all happened Friday the 13th.
Wow. And he didn't give you any clue that he was going to be moving in?
Well, he told me that he was going to be moving in, and it just so happened that, like, Billy and I have been, like, kind of on again, off again. And Friday the 13th, we've been getting closer and closer and rebuilding things, and we're actually supposed to go meet out that night. And his last text was like, can't wait to see you. I'm leaving right now. See you when you get there. 2 seconds later, he's like, your ex-husband just moved next door.
Holy cow.
Yeah. And ever since then, everything's just been like, I was walking around in a fog. I couldn't even, like, get myself dressed. I was like, what are you, like, I've just been, like, nuts ever since. And there's been quite a bit of distance between Billy and I since then. I mean, of course.
Well, sure. And there would, I mean, I guess you shouldn't let that stop it, but I absolutely feel like the energy, you know, obviously now I know it's from your ex-husband, but I didn't know it at the time. Like, it was an overwhelming, pushing energy. It was an energy that was invading your personal space in a very invasive way.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that they were actually physically living beside you.
Yeah, it's horrible. You know, Billy's son is best friends with my son. So I'll go and drop Zach off, my son, over at my ex-husband's, and both of them will come out on the balcony to greet me. It's a very messed up situation.
So you have to move.
Neither one of them's going to move at this moment.
No, you're going to move.
I'm going to move. Where the heck am I going to move?
You're going to move.
Oh,
I think that you're going to move, but I don't think it's going to be far.
Okay.
So, and it looks to me like there's some more money coming in, so you'll be able to move. And then he won't be able to infringe on your space. So it looks more like a house rather than a condo.
Well, I'm in a house now. I'm in a house. They're both in condos.
Okay. So you're already in a home.
Yes.
Okay. So don't let him infringe on your home space. It's really odd because I actually feel like he says he moved there to be close to his kids, obviously. And I don't feel that at all.
No, he's up to no good. He does not have a good soul or heart.
Yeah, like I don't see that being the case at all.
Mm-mm.
I see he's just trying to stop you from moving on. But if Billy's that easily swayed, he's probably not the one anyways.
Well, I agree with that. And I don't know if he is being swayed because he and I really haven't talked much since
So
this
talk
whole
to
thing has
him.
gone
What do you have
down.
to lose at this point? Talk to him.
I've tried. I've tried. He's been keeping his distance.
Okay. Well, then listen to the distance. Start dating elsewhere and go from there. I mean, everybody always gets worried about letting go and things not falling into place, or, what if I do this and then, I pass up the chance to be, he's the one. If he's the one, you'll come back together. I'm a little overwhelmed with the energy that, it was kind of funny that they showed me a picture of homes. I had no idea it was physical home.
Yeah.
But very overwhelming. Like, I think he's really trying to infringe on your space. So you have to take your power back. You have to make your home your own. Don't let him in your home. He lives close enough now. You don't need to let him come to your home.
Well, I don't let him come to the home. I absolutely don't. But he definitely knows that there was some kind of connection between Billy and I. So I know he's definitely trying to keep distance between us 100%. I know that for sure.
Well, like I said, Billy's a grown man. If he's going to allow that to happen, then he's not the one anyways. He needs somebody that's stronger than that's not going to be intimidated by your ex.
Yeah, I agree with
I mean,
that.
how intense do you have to be to move into a condo next to your ex-wife and next to her boyfriend, right?
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I live, probably about a mile away from where both of them live. So, I mean, I keep Scott I don't let him come here often at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
But
I just think that if he, if there's if they're going to bond over, you, then maybe he's not the one. It's pretty overwhelming to me. It shows me that there's this triangle going on right now, and I don't think it's going to get easier in the next month or two. It looks like summer's end, so.
Well, that's what I was kind of curious about, like if things are going to get any better with Billy and I.
I really can't answer that, because right now I'm seeing that your ex-husband's energy is overwhelming and pushing. Like it's pushing him away.
Yeah. Yeah.
But honestly, why would he even be listening to it? You don't have to be neighborly all the time. I don't feel neighborly all the time. Do you feel neighborly all the time?
No.
Yeah. So.
No.
I never feel neighborly.
Right. So sometimes you don't have to be neighborly. So, and that's what, I kind of feel like, I don't know. I didn't realize that he'd physically moved right on top of you, but that's what it looks like. Like he moved right on top of you.
No, he's right on top, right next door to Billy. I mean, they're both a little bit away distance from
And why would he
me,
pick that? Why would he pick that? So to me,
right.
that shows thought process. But I see some changes coming up, and I actually see you meeting somebody else. So, Billy's got to figure out what he wants to do. But how much, why do you keep doing the same thing? He's a grown man. We don't have to keep doing this, well, I don't know if I can handle it. Okay, then he's not the man for you. Right? So then you start living your life outside of that. Look, you're pulling away from me. You don't want to talk to me. You don't give me, if the man can't speak his truth, do you really want to be with somebody like that?
No, I don't. I don't know. The connection that I felt with him was unlike anything I've ever experienced, and the closeness I had with him I've never had that with anyone else.
Okay. So, but what makes you think that you'll never find that something even stronger past that?
Well, I hope that I do. I hope that I do.
So that's what I feel like the oppressive. First of all, I think it was a total test, and second of all, I think that Billy failed. You know, if your ex-husband's going to dictate and be in those locations and dictate what people think of you, then those people aren't the people you want in your life anyways.
Well,
It's just the
I
way.
just don't know, because it's so new, and I don't know if he's believing what I mean, I know that he's extremely nosy, and I'm sure he was picking Scott's brain, you know, and because Scott's level of intelligence is way below what Billy's is. So I'm sure Scott was more than happy to feed him, you know, a very tainted story. And I just don't know. Like, everything's just been up in the air ever since.
Well, I mean, I think you should ask him outright. I don't know why everybody's dancing around and not asking outright. I mean, I don't know what to say. Tracy, I don't know what to say. I don't think a man that's that interested in you just stops talking to you because your ex-husband moved in the neighborhood.
Well, I wouldn't say that he stopped talking to me, but as far as, like, anything as in, like, us seeing each other, that has definitely come to a halt.
Okay. So even if Scott's feeding him something or they've become friends, why wouldn't he give you the benefit of the doubt or ask you?
Right.
I don't, you know, I know it's not what you want to hear, but there's...
Because then that's not the kind of guy you want to be with anyhow. Know what I mean? Might be a gift. You know what I'm saying? The guy's not going to hang in there with you. You know what I'm saying? That's actually a good thing. I'd rather see that happen sooner than later, no?
Yeah.
I mean, how long's your ex-husband lived there?
He just moved in Friday the 13th, and he signed a year's lease.
Okay. So in that short amount of time, it went from having a very connected relationship with Billy to him blowing you off and not speaking to you or really giving you any interest.
Connected. We had been, like, kind of on again, off again, and we just started to, like, baby steps to getting close again. And that Friday was the first night that we were actually going to meet out again after. You can't blame your ex-husband for that then.
Yeah.
That's weakness. That's his weakness of character. There's no two ways about it.
No, if it wouldn't be that, there's always going to be an excuse. So it's really, like, I hate these guys that, like, it's like when it's convenient for them, it's on again, and when otherwise it's, like, off again, and there's no reliability there. You need these, if you're going to be with someone and you're going to build towards a meaningful relationship, then it's better that be with somebody that's got your back. You know what I mean? That's going to support you through tough times. So why would you want to waste a whole bunch of time in your life, you know what I mean, investing into somebody that isn't investing into you?
Well, do you see anybody new coming in?
As soon as you move.
Yeah.
It would serve your husband right. It would serve your husband right. If you move now, he's stuck there for a year.
Well, I really don't want to move. I love my neighborhood. The kids have a bunch of friends, a few blocks from the beach.
So don't move. But why chase a man that's already showed you his weakness of character?
Well, I won't chase. I will wait, and I have gone out on other dates, and I'm keeping myself open. But I do think about him often.
So what we say to people is, don't focus so much on that. Go about enjoying your life, all aspects of your life, whatever recreational things you like to do, go and enjoy those. And in the course of you enjoying your life and actually having a good time and doing fun things and being at your best energy, then the right person will be attracted to you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But if you focus on, sometimes, you know, that thing that you chase so much is the thing, and it's this thing that eludes you. And then, like, so if you just move with just having as full a life as you can, the rest will fall into place. I firmly believe that.
Yes, I mean, I agree with that. I've been keeping my distance because I figured he needs to get whatever straight in his head, and if he doesn't, oh well. If he does,
Yeah,
great. If not, oh well.
I think that once you once you separate from this is the deepest connection I've ever had to, well, every connection is a little bit stronger than the one before. So looking at it that way, you have a possibility of opening the door for relationships that don't involve the neighbor of your ex. I mean, eventually there's going to be a mutual friendship because of the kids and your ex and all of that stuff. But I don't. I think that you'll probably meet somebody new because Billy's strength of character. If he was easily swayed in that short amount of time, he is absolutely knowing you as the strong woman you are. He's not long-term material.
Right. Well, I didn't know if he is being swayed or what was going on. I really
Well,
don't know.
obviously, a man that respects any woman would tell her the truth, and he won't even tell you. So I know you don't want to hear that.
No, I want to hear the truth. I can handle the truth. I can
Right.
handle.
So that's the truth. He's a weak character.
Okay.
Because maybe he isn't being swayed, but he's still not telling you why he cooled it off and why he didn't meet you that night.
Well, we did meet out. We did meet out that night, but like I said, I mean, I showed up about 3 hours late because I literally couldn't even figure out how to get my own shoes on. I was just blown away by the whole scenario. And when I showed up, he was walking around the same way, like, what the heck just happened here? This is just messed up. I mean, we both were floored by the whole ordeal.
Well, I don't know. What I saw was like a triangle, and I felt like there was energy that was being pushed against you, against your will. And I felt that's coming obviously from your ex-husband moving in next door to your boyfriend.
Yeah.
And I don't know why your boyfriend's allowing that to, instead of playing it's good you're here for the kids and, and continue seeing you and doing stuff like that, we get this little high school game going on, and that's exactly what it is. So I think you need to move on until Billy either grows up or somebody else is a deeper connection than what you feel with him. Scott's insignificant.
Yeah, to say the least.
Yeah. You guys gave him way too much power that night.
Yeah.
And are continuing to do so. So, but I don't know what to say about that. I don't know how to get you over the hump where, you're like, you say you're dating and everything, but are you really dating, or are you, going through the motions and being distracted?
Well, I go out and I'm like bored. I ended up setting my girlfriend out with the one guy I dated like the whole time.
You're
Like,
trying
okay.
trying to get really jealous? Is that what you're trying to do?
No, because he doesn't even know about these dates. No, he doesn't even know. I keep that all private. No, I've tried to move on. He just constantly pops into my head, and then he will send me a text or something, and it's like, well, either let's do something about this or...
So take your power back, Tracy. Take your power back. Say, we're either going to start dating and be honest with each other, or I'm not interested.
Yeah,
because you're not enjoying the relationship the way it is now.
No.
See, I could be one step further than that, sincerely. The dude showed you he doesn't have your back. I wouldn't give it another thought. You know what I mean? Like, why would you want to be continuing to think about somebody that just dropped you like a hot potato over something like that you had no control over? He should have been supporting you. And so, like, you may still go for another year or 2 years playing this little circle with this guy, and that's not going to get you anywhere, you know, and you have to do it in your own time. But my idea is, if you really want to move on, then whenever he pops into your head, you instantly pop a stop sign up in your head, and you divert your attention to some other thought. You know what I mean? Or you get up and you go do dishes, or you get up and you go check the laundry. You do something that changes your thoughts, and that's how you do that. And if you really need to, then you can call on Archangel Michael to cut the cords, you know, or you can cut the damn cords yourself. But every time like he pops into your head, it's because there's still an attachment there, energetic attachment. And if you want to be done with them, then cut it and be done with it. But I just am telling you, like, it's not, you may go another year, 2 years, 3 years, 5 years playing this round the circle game that he will not get commitment from this guy. And that's just how I feel about that. The guy showed you who he is already. He showed you who he is, in my opinion. You have to place high value on yourself. Like, who gets to be with you? Does somebody get to be with you who doesn't support you, who drops you like a hot potato the second that anything seems challenging? That's exactly the kind of guy you don't need, right? It's my opinion.
Well,
okay.
I'm just the whole thing of like him dropping me like that part that didn't necessarily. It's not quite like that. I mean, we're still talking, we still communicate. It's just on a different.
That's fine. You know what? You got to go through that in your own time. You still attached to the guy, then do that. You know what I mean? Like, but do something. But don't be surprised if a few years down the road the same game isn't still going on, and it's just wasting valuable time of yours. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely not willing to hold on that long. That is for sure. I'm definitely not willing to hold on to what it is. For that long. There's no way.
The longer you stay connected and attached, believe me, there will be but he still pops. I can't get him out of him, and it's been like I've talked to. I've done like 6,000 shows. You know what I mean? I talk to a lot of people that have had a lot of similar, and like I have a little bit of an idea of how people.
How long have
work.
you been dating Billy?
Well, technically, we have never like officially been
Okay.
dating.
So how long have you been seeing Billy?
Okay. Well, we met at the very end of September. We were only like kind of together until the end of October, like beginning of November. And since then, it's just been a friendship, a flirtation. But he constantly telling me he can't stop thinking about me, and
so he's saying all the right things, but his actions are not the right things. So intention and action has to come together. I feel that there was a very deep connection between the two of you. I feel Billy's strength of character is less than what you need. So I think that it's time for you to move on. And if he wants to bring his intentions and actions together and earn it back, or make him earn it, but take your power back, Tracy. Take it back. I mean, why should he work hard at it when it's always there? All he has to do is say, I can't stop thinking about you. And you're like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about you too. How about texting back? Really? Because I haven't heard from you in 3 weeks.
Yeah, but I mean, we still talk just about every other day.
Okay, then he's the one for you.
No, I don't know about
You say you want to hear the truth. I told you the truth. You're good to go.
Look, here's my problem with it, right? You haven't even really, really officially even been, you still are like, oh, I can't get him out of my mind, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, that's why I'm saying to you, like, you're kidding yourself if you are telling yourself, I'm not going to let it go that long. Because imagine if you connect and you date for a month, hot and heavy dating for a month, like official, real. And then you're going to be that much more in. And now it's going to be that much more difficult to turn it off. And so I'm just saying, like, I could see how this whole thing is going to unfold, and it's up to you to do it in your own good time. You know what I mean? But understand, you're the one that can end keep it going or end it. It's you. It's not get in the driver's seat of your own life. And so if you accept responsibility for that, this will end when you say it will end, and then you're the one responsible if it continues to go on in an unsatisfactory way. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. Cool.
And you don't want to end up where you were before, and that's exactly what you're doing. So you're putting your sense of self-worth in other people's eyes, and you can't do that anymore. But I can't get you over that hump.
Well, I'm hoping that I can meet somebody new and kind of get me out of this cycle that I'm in.
Well, there's the problem.
That's easy. That's the easy fix. You don't.
No. It means you're still not taking responsibility, that you're the one in control of your own situation and your own feelings, because you're hoping someone else will come along and that will help me to forget this guy. Just forget the guy. If you want to forget the guy, don't answer his texts, block his number, and no longer communicate. It's that easy. You're the one that's in control of that. Don't put that on someone, on the fate that I might meet someone else.
I can't have no contact with him, though, because my son's over at his house all the time. His son's over at my house all the time. Like, we do have to communicate with the kids. I mean, his son's at my house every day after school.
Listen. You can come up with an excuse for everything, and that's fine. But I'll say this one last thing, okay? Is that consider how unfair it is to your next boyfriend that you still can't stop thinking about the other guy. How fair is that to the new guy? Right? So one way or the other, if you want to move on in a dating scenario with somebody, then I feel that it's only fair that you should completely be able to resolve the situation with this dude before you bring another person into this messy situation. And that's really, really something that you could maybe think about. How fair is it? How would you feel if some other guy was using you as a rebound to forget his old girlfriend, and then you didn't quite work, and he still can't forget his old girlfriend, so he winds up going back to her anyway, And right. So you got to ask yourself, how would you put yourself in those shoes? And then secondly is to say that would you do the same? So if you found some new guy, but then all of a sudden Billy's like, hey, I'm really, I really want to be with you, and I'm really sorry, but now I'm ready to commit to you. And if your answer would be, yeah, I'd go to him in a minute, then you don't have any business dating somebody else, I don't think. It's not fair to them. That's all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I understand, and I think it would be easier on me if I could have no contact with him. But with the kids, it's impossible.
How about you just be on your own for a while? Why do you have to have a boyfriend?
I would like a companion. I was kind of alone in that horrible marriage for 24 years, and I'd like a companion.
So then why are you wasting your time with somebody that isn't a companion? I mean, you're just going in circles here. I don't know how to get you over that hump. It's easier for Billy to be the one. It's just easier. You still got to do the work. When you want to be in a relationship, you still have to do the work, and the work's not being done. So
Well,
1 year turns in, right now we're from September to it's May. So we're September to May. 1 year turns into 2 years. 2 years turns into 3 years, 5 years, 10 years. And then you're still in the same relationship that you left in the first place with your ex-husband. So
Right.
there's a total pattern here. And you're the only one that can change that pattern. And you can be polite to him when you drop the kids off and pick them up. You don't have to be in a relationship with them. And when he says he can't stop thinking about you, you say, well, I don't believe that. Your actions say the opposite. But thank you for trying to make me feel beautiful. I do feel beautiful because I'm a catch. And that's it. Because you are. You're beautiful, Tracy. But you keep going for these men that they throw out a line, they dangle a carrot in front of you, and then when you try to take a bite, they pull it back.
Mm-hmm.
You let that happen. What you allow is what will occur.
Yeah, you teach people how to treat you. You teach people how to treat you.
He came into my life just as Scott was leaving. Like, he came in just as Scott was leaving. I was an absolute
So you need time on your own. You don't need to have a boyfriend right now. You're doing fine without you've got a beautiful home. Your kids are doing great. You're able to stand on your own 2 feet. You're not going to be alone the rest of your life. Quit trying to just put anybody in the shoes because of your fear of being alone. The only people that end up alone are by choice. You're going to waste a lot of time trying not to be alone by being with several other people that just aren't going to work. You have to be right with yourself to be right in a relationship. So it's time to get right with yourself. And then when Billy says, well, I can't get you out of my head, say, my ex-husband moved in next door to you and you fell apart. I don't think you're strong enough for me. You're a great dad. I'm glad our kids are friends. But I don't think you're a strong enough guy for me. Because that's the truth of it.
Yeah, it is. It is.
That's what I see. I was totally shocked that I was seeing. I thought maybe you met a different neighbor that was a little obsessive, but now I know it's your ex-husband. Which totally makes sense, but
yeah, it's been.
I mean, you can't even make that shit up. You need to write a book.
That's what all my friends say. They're like, Tracy, I don't know anybody that this has ever happened to. Like, this is out of the world.
No, yeah, you can't make that stuff up. You need to write it down. So maybe that's part of it.
Yeah. My girlfriend Jen, she's like, we got to write a book. She's a writer.
So do it. Take some time for yourself. But no more of this. Okay, it's okay for you to put me on the back burner because you're confused because my ex-husband moved in next door. Do you even hear the way that sounded when I said it out loud?
Right.
Actions speak louder than words. As women, we always want to be accepted. We want to think we're pretty. And we always go for the one that knows how to say the right words. So how about going for the ones that the actions are right and then there's less words?
Well, hopefully one day I'll meet that person.
Well, you got to let go of the ones that don't work to meet that person. Can't cook on a front stove and cook on a back stove. And as the pots get hot, one of them's going to scorch. How can you physically cook on both of those? You can't do it. Get right with yourself and it'll all fall into place. You're not going to be alone. I can assure you of that.
Well, that's good to know. That's good to know.
And you will be loved. And you will feel like you're loved. And you'll feel like you're the only woman on the face of the earth. That is not what you are feeling right now. That is not what you are experiencing. Love doesn't have to overcome an obstacle like that to be real. Anybody that says otherwise, I call bullshit.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
All right.
Okay. Well, thanks for calling.
Yes, thank you for having me on the show.
No problem. No problem. Good luck. And like I say, if you keep on, just remember who's in charge of your life or who should be, and get in the driver's seat and stay in the driver's seat. You know what I mean? Don't be in the back. Don't be in the back seat of your own life. And so anyhow, hopefully that'll work out for you. And let us know, okay?
All righty, thank you. Bye, Kathleen.
Thanks, Tracy. Keep me updated.
Okay, Tracy, thank you. So let's go and see Adriana. Hello, Adriana.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? How's it going? What's going on?
Nothing much.
Uh-huh. Nothing much. How you doing?
I'm so tired. I feel so drained.
I'm fine, thank you.
Hi, Kathleen. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good.
It was good to see you at the show.
Oh my gosh, yes. Ricardo can't stop thinking about.
Well, those are some pretty amazing gallery readings we had.
Yeah, you're awesome.
Well, thanks.
I love you because you're so real and you just say it how it is, even if it's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, that's unfortunate sometimes.
Yeah, but you're awesome.
And it was good to meet him in person.
Yes.
And you looked beautiful. How's your mom?
Oh, she's like so stressed. Every day we talk and I'm just like, relax.
Yeah.
Everything is going to be okay.
Yeah, it's going to work out for her. So do you have a question or something I can help you with?
Yeah, I wanted to know, if things are gonna like get better with my mother-in-law.
Eventually, but she's a very difficult woman.
Yeah.
So if you go in knowing that she's a difficult woman and that she's set in her ways and quit expecting her to be something she's not, then it'll start to get better. Some people are just difficult.
Yeah.
And long term, I think that she'll realize that you're going to be a permanent fixture, and you'll see some acceptance then.
Yeah. I know. It's been like 5 years and it's just like the same thing,
Yeah, but you're trying too hard. She knows that you're trying too hard. That's a little bit of power she likes to hang on to. So don't try so hard.
Yeah, I realized that, and we had kind of like argument, but then like we spoke for like 4 hours, and it was like I felt like that was like the first step we both took to try to like get along. I guess she said for the first time she could look in my eyes. She's never looked in my eyes. And guess who showed up?
Who?
My grandfather appeared.
Wonderful.
Well, we were talking and she got kind of startled. But yeah, he made his presence known.
Well, I'm very glad to hear that. I mean, and it sounds to me like there'll be a connection. That's a ice-breaking point for you and her.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's no doubt, when I saw you together, that he loves you very, very much. She just has to get used to the idea that it's a different kind of love, and that there's enough love for everybody.
Yes.
Maybe we need to use those words. There's enough love for everybody.
Yeah.
She's difficult though.
Yes.
But you can't take it personally because she's like that with everybody.
Mhm. That's what I've been told too, like by him and his brother and stuff. He's like, yeah, she's like that was mine.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay. I just, like I told her, I just want peace. Like I don't want like that bad energy. Like, sometimes when we're not talking, like you can feel, I just feel like she has like something inside of her, like maybe not that we've done, she's just carrying that along, and
but that's her baggage. That's for
yeah.
her to work out, and you can't, she'll slowly do that, but quit expecting her to be something she's not, and it will get better.
Okay.
So, and she's very old school.
Yes. Yeah, she is.
She's very old school, and she's very traditional.
Mhm.
So, but it looks like it will get better. So I think you broke the ice.
Yeah, I think that was that made things a little better since we both got on the same page. We talked it out.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely feel that. I think you have a pretty good summer ahead of you too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on in the
Are you
summer?
going to New York for a while?
Yes, I'm going. Well, now I'm going next weekend for my son's birthday, and then we have to go again in June for my stepdaughter's graduation.
Wonderful.
So
Because
I'm going twice.
I think the trips to New York will be pretty awesome for sure. So
Okay.
those are good things.
Great. Yeah, my mom is dying for me to go over there. She wanted me to go this weekend, but I'm gonna be going next weekend.
Well, I think that's pretty awesome. Both those trips are going to be important.
Yes.
Very, very important trips. So don't cancel those.
No, yes, I know. I can't wait.
That'll be cool. Tell your mom I said hi.
Yes. Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. It was good to talk to you. It was good to see you. And I'll let you keep an eye on the Facebook page because we'll let you know when I'm, doing another show, in Columbus and Cleveland and everything.
Are you going to go in October? Are you going to be?
Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Yes. As far as I know, yes.
Yeah, and just let me know, like, if you have any other events, like, in Cleveland.
Okay. Yeah.
Those little rides out are nice.
Okay.
Little short trips.
I sure will. We're going to be doing some gallery readings and stuff around, too, so I'll post it on the Facebook page, though, and then I'm in the process of moving my web page to IntuiTalks here. So once we get that up and going, it'll have a list of events and appearances as well. So
Awesome.
that'll
Thank
be
you
awesome.
so much. Have a good evening.
You too. Good to talk to you.
Thanks, Adriana. Take it easy.
You.
Okay. All right. So where are we at? We got like 10 minutes left. What do we want to talk about for 10 minutes?
What do you want to talk about? Anybody want to talk about anything in particular?
Well, I'd ask you the same. I'm on this kick now. So if you could, okay, I'll change it up a little bit. So, like, would you want to see a future life? Have a glimpse of a future life, if you could?
Me? Yeah, I mean, I guess I would. Yeah, I mean, I think that there's some wisdom when you can see future events that comes with it. There's also great responsibility, though. We tend to talk ourselves out of. I mean, I can't see stuff for myself. Would I want to know some future events that are coming? I guess so. I guess nobody wants to see anything bad, but I would like to see more than one.
No, but I don't think you could do much harm, because generally speaking, now that's a different question. If you say, could I see my future life, and remember it when I get to that life? You know what I mean? That's
Right.
a little bit different. But if we go on the premise that for the most part, because we already know what all of our lives are, theoretically, right? But when we come into our human body, we forget all that. We don't get the gift of knowing that. And so.
Well, that's true, because nothing would get done here. You know, we're all here to teach, experience, and learn.
I just wonder, like, for some, I guess it depends on what kind of life that would be, because for some it might be like, okay, I'm going to hurry up and end this one because this one's not as good as, like, that next life looks like it's going to be pretty good. Let's get it going.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess, well, and that might be why you don't get to see your next, you don't get to see your life, because would you accelerate this one, like, I don't mean by suicide or anything like that, but like if I saw a great next life coming, would I have quit smoking? Would I worry about my weight? Would I worry about my heart health or anything like that? Probably not. I'd be like smoking my ass off. I'd be like, ha ha, I can smoke, because my next life's going to be even better, But what if you look ahead and you see that your next life isn't going to be better? I don't know if I give all into the, when things happen in a negative way in this lifetime, that it's paying for a certain amount of karmic energy from your past life and stuff. It doesn't resonate with me. I know it resonates with a lot of people, but it really truly doesn't resonate with me.
Right. Yeah.
So, I think that you have to do unto others as you want done unto you. I think that is, karma is sometimes not necessarily from a past life, but this life, if your physical life of now, so, and your being of now. So if you're kind and you extend love, that is what you get back. Do you have times when you don't get it back? Absolutely. But we all have that human emotion, but it seems to me that karma is in the current lifetime that you're in. Like eventually, like when somebody, like we talked about Charles Manson, eventually it came back on him, but it was in this lifetime. It was the bad that he did in this lifetime. When you hear about people that have done good in this lifetime, like Mother Teresa or Gandhi or certain people like that, you hear it coming back to them. So, I think that what resonates with me with karma is in this particular lifetime. I think there's karma in each life, and we play a role in that in our decisions because we have free will. So if you take the detour, your intuition tells you, hey, maybe you shouldn't steal that at 8 years old, because that might put you on the wrong path, and you don't listen to your intuition and you steal the tube of lipstick, and then you're in juvie and you have all these things because you keep going down the detour. You're not listening to your intuition. So then it's like I said, people are like, well, I'm so worried about getting cheated on. And I'm like, who do you know that's ever cheated and not gotten caught? Everybody's ever always gotten caught. At some point you get caught. So when you're dishonest, it comes back to you. So I truly feel that karma has something more to do with this lifetime, your physical experience or the physical journey you're on at that time. It doesn't have anything to do with something you did 200 years ago.
Oh, I know. I reject that notion entirely.
Yeah.
I reject that notion entirely. Now, I do believe that, we choose through all of our lifetimes in order for us to achieve the purpose of incarnating is that we choose, challenging things. And this doesn't mean like that it's because I'm being punished for something I had or did in a past life. You know what I mean? And so that notion just entirely irritates me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like, what if I look and I saw my future life, my next life, and what if I'm not like a great person? I'm like, will that make me want to live this life longer? And is that, maybe that has something to do with the fear that people have with passing. They're like, I don't want to, but I think we have a choice on whether we come back or not. I do think there's new souls, though.
I would love to have that wish upon people who bitterly reject the notion of multiple lives. You know what I mean? That there's more to it. That it's not just as soon as you die, that's it. There's no more. There's nothing. I would love for those people to catch a glimpse of other lifetimes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That'd be good. That would be good. But again, they're meant in this lifetime to not believe in that, and maybe they're meant in this lifetime to have some experience down the road that will allow them to come to their own conclusion about that. And it's like I say, we don't have to convince anybody of anything. Once somebody has experienced a certain paranormal thing or a message from the other side, then it's not even I believe it. It's like I know it. And once you know it, it seems to me that once you know it, who cares who else believes it? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, once something resonates, and I feel, sometimes I feel like my delivery and what I know and what comes through from spirit isn't the kindest. And then I realize that, it's not, it's delivered exactly when I receive the message from spirit, it's delivered exactly the way it needs to be delivered. And it often gets to that point because I not sugarcoat it, but I try to portray it, and then it comes across stronger because that's actually the spirit energy saying, no, they're not listening, and here it is. And just like they have free will, to be detoured, every detour also gives us part of our spiritual resume. It gives us experience. And, I've talked about that before, but for a long time, I would hear about this karma, and I would hear about, hell, and I heard about all these things that didn't make any sense to me. They didn't ring true. They didn't ring, it just didn't ring true with me. So then when I started asking questions, people were like, well, karma comes about, you have to come back to make up for, and then I'm like, so was I bad in all? You make that sound like a bad thing. I mean, is there good karma? They always make karma like it's a really bad thing. And it just didn't ring true with me. And I do believe that there's many lives. I do think there's a lot of new souls that come in every time we have an evolution, or when the Mother Earth or nature is changing, we have newer souls that come in because they have such joy in everything. They want to experience everything. Everything is done in the raw. It's not just empaths. It's new souls that feel everything in the raw. They have to experience for themselves the first time around. And the naysayers are why everything gets done in this world. If there weren't any naysayers, nothing would get done.
Right.
People say to me, oh, well, everybody can be a medium. And I say, no, that's not true. And then people get angry with me. Why can't that be true if we all come from there? And I'm like, it's not that you don't have the connection. It's that you're not meant to be a medium, because nothing would get done in the world then. If you know you're going to go home in peaceful and you don't have to, why would you experience everything? So, I don't think everybody has the ability. I just don't.
I think maybe people do, but they can't. But it doesn't mean they can be a medium person. You know what I mean? Like, anybody can communicate with the other side. You may in one way or another, but maybe not effectively enough that you can be a medium. You know what I mean, and have that as your job. But
No,
can everybody?
I agree. I think we're all part of a collective energy that's connected to the other side. But I don't think everybody can decipher or connect on, it's, I don't know how to explain how I guess I'm not explaining it the way I see it. What I feel is like we all have intuition and we all tend to ignore it. And we all have to ignore it at certain times and take detours to gain the experience to help people that come into our lives. Like everything that you went through was to help other people, and you truly knew what they were experiencing, with the unions and, with PTSD and that kind of stuff. Without that experience, how do you help somebody? Like if somebody said to you, I know exactly how you feel, Chris, and you're like, oh, you've been through this too. And they go, well, no, but I know how you feel. Then you're like, no, you don't. You can't possibly wrap your brain around something you haven't experienced. So that's why I think a lot of intuitives have, a lot of lives in a very short time. They have these experiences that are very, when you look back and you're like, there's no way she did that much living or he did that much living in that amount of time. But then there's truth to it as well, because you have to have experience. So often intuitives take the detour. They don't listen to their intuition for many, many years. So they have the experience to help many people when they do start letting that all the way in. So I agree with you. I think everybody has the ability to connect with the other side. I think that there's a lot of people, though, that are strong, their ability is stronger served in the physical plane to help others, whether it's being a mechanic to make sure everybody gets to where they have to be, or being a surgeon, saving lives, or, an intuitive, a medium. There's all different abilities.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, right? I mean, there's guys that know how to fix their own car, but it doesn't mean that they're a mechanic for a living. You know what I mean? And so, if everybody was a mechanic, then nobody's dishwasher would work. And if everybody, you know what I mean? And so, but it doesn't mean, so having the ability to do something and being that thing professionally is two different things. Yes?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, anyway.
and I think we all have, what I call, connected abilities, like, the surgeon also is the painter, or, the medium is also, very grounded and insecure. There's all abilities that connect us in more than one ability. Like I have animal communication and earth communication as well as medium communication. And then some people are like Renee or Shelby and even Corinne. They're phenomenal artists that, that's a second ability or the first ability, whichever one they look, that connects to their mediumship ability. So with Carol, there's mediumship and numerology. So there's always this secondary. It's almost like a major and a minor at college. And I see that with almost all intuitives and everybody that has ability. There's always two very prominent abilities, even if it has nothing to do with intuition. Like the artist and the singer, or do you understand it the way I'm saying it? I mean, I don't know if I'm making sense, but there's always a second, like a major and a minor. So my major is mediumship abilities. My minor is animal communication and earth communication. So that's the way I look at it. And I feel everybody has that, but everybody gets so tunnel vision on only one thing. And they don't realize that we have the majors and the minors.
Yeah. 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 Yeah, I could agree with that. So, is that it then? Are we done, guys? Has everybody had as much fun as they can possibly stand?
Yeah, sorry I excited you all to overwhelming tonight.
did good. You did good. So tell everybody how they can find you.
Well, you can call the office at 330-554-8202, or you can email me at kathleenmoorereading@gmail.com. That's more with an E at the end. You can also look me up on my website at kathleenmoorspsychicmedium.com.
All right. Awesome. So we'll be here in 2 weeks' time with you.
Mm-hmm. Yep, the second and fourth Wednesday of every month I'm on your show.
Yep, awesome. And we're so lucky to have you.
I don't know about that.
So we are. Next time we see some of the best stones in the freaking world, because you're here. Now are you guys doing overtime, or let me play a song and then we'll come back and we'll figure it out, okay, guys? And so let's just go with, hear this. All right, there we go. Now, are we doing overtime or what are we doing? I don't see nobody, so let's wrap it, guys. We'll maybe pop a show on in the next couple of days, just music, chill, no recording it or anything like that. So just keep your eye on the Facebook page for a link for that, and we'll go from there. So thanks, everybody. Thank you, Kathleen, and we'll see you guys next time.